safe. It's safe.
Is it safe? Hey, everybody. Welcome to Reverse the Verse. Give us a couple minutes to get going. We had some rather challenging technical difficulties this morning.
Yeah, you could say that.
The fancy live stream box that we've used for all our Reverse the Verse since we moved into the studio. We've used it for CitizenCon presentations. We've used it for a lot of our big live streams. It took a dive. So we're still adjusting volumes. Yes, we know. Just give us a second, guys. We're still working it all out. And low.
It's our last-ditch effort to save the show.
Yeah, we're still working. Yes, everybody's saying we're too quiet at the same time. Does the same thing. Give me a second here.
Okay.
We didn't have any chance to test or any chance to work on any of this.
Yeah.
Before because we were all on the other box.
So. The fire was put out about 20 seconds ago. Still some residual burning.
Let's see.
Ah, there we go. I told y'all it was going to be weird.
Yep. Tyler, go ahead and turn yourself down a bit. Just because we don't have the mixer that we normally have, so we got to do it manually. Oh, give me a second.
All right, how does that sound, guys? Too loud, too quiet? Let me know.
All right. That should be me.
They said that sounds good.
I don't know why there'd be echo.
I don't hear any echo.
Well, you're not going to. Well, check the broadcast. I can't check the broadcast because if I do
one second.
then it will create an echo.
Okay, 1 second. No, it's perfect. It's perfect. We're good.
Perfect. All right.
Should never sing.
Hey guys, welcome to Reverse the Verse. It is Friday, May 6th, May the 6th, 2016. We're community managers here at Robert Space Industries and Cloud Imperium Games. I'm Jared Huckabee in this box.
And I'm Tyler Whitkin in this box.
Hi guys. Oh yeah, the room has an echo. We're not going to be able to do anything about the room having an echo, guys. We're just not set up for that. It's a big, giant room, and well, we're on a budget. You know,
See, I don't have that problem because I'm in a small box.
Yeah, you're in a small box. If you're just joining us and you've never seen Reverse the Verse before, then you won't have any frame of reference for how terrible this is right now. The intro and all that stuff, it's all we don't have the normal setup, guys. We are guerrilla setup today because the fancy live stream box decided to go on siesta about 30 minutes ago.
Are you at the other desk? Are you actually sitting in the other part of the recording studio?
Yes, I'm sitting in our little green screen area here. That has no baffling or anything at the moment because that's all set up for the other stage. Not that the baffling ever did much good, but. All right, so Reverse the Verse is Cloud Imperium Games' weekly informal live stream with the fans. We're going to talk a little bit about our week in review, talk about some cool stuff that's happening this week, take some questions from the RSI chat, and then cry ourselves to sleep on our huge pillows because we both have enormous heads. Like
yes, this is true. This is true. In fact, I need your help. After this, we need to talk about the whole hat thing.
My hat is all crooked. We're all disheveled.
Yeah.
You ever notice, like, my jacket? You know, I wear this jacket every day. It's a favorite of mine. But when I wear it without any prodding or anything. I got the Kirk in Star Trek 2 collar thing, and it just happens that way. It's because of my hunchback neck or
Yeah.
something. It doesn't happen to anybody else. And I even traded. I got some schmutz on my shirt. And I even traded jackets thinking, it was the jacket, but no, it's something in my physical body that causes this to happen.
Maybe it's just we're big dudes, because my collar is kind of doing a similar effect.
So, yeah. So, a week in review. In addition to our terrible setup, you'll notice that Ben and Alexis are not here with us. Ben and Alexis are back east on bereavement leave. Saturday of last week, Alexis's father passed away rather suddenly, so they've been back there. The services were this morning. They have completed the services, and the viewing was yesterday, and we want to send a special thanks to the members of Redacted, Test, INN, and there was one more. Oh, I'm sorry. Clifford, I think was the fourth one, for sending flowers to the viewing. It was very much appreciated. They were very, very touched yesterday. And for the list, for the actual 4 people, for the fourth person, you can check out Ben's Twitter. He thanked everybody yesterday. So my apologies for not remembering the fourth person. So it's been a rough week, to say the least. Ben and Alexis do a lot around here. So when they had to take away suddenly, many of that falls on Tyler and I, because the ship goes on, the show goes on rather. So I discovered just how much Ben does in a week, having to take over his responsibilities this week, in addition to all of my regular ones. So yeah, Ben, Alexis, we love you, and you can't come back soon enough. No, they'll be back next Friday.
By the way, you did nail it. The fourth was Clifford.
The fourth was Clifford?
Yeah. You done good, kid.
The Alzheimer's hasn't gotten me yet. So that's where they are. Our week in review. Let's see. Monday we had our 10 for the developers with Sean Tracy and Forrest Steffen, and that episode came late because with all the push to 2.4, we did not even get it filmed until Monday at about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So that was a rush edit job on Justin's half and a rush film job on Hennessy's half, and thank you to both of them so much for rushing to get that done. People often ask, why don't you do this segment, or why don't you do that segment every week or every other week or whatever? And it's because we do try very hard not to get in the way of development. There's no reason to do all of this that we do if we get in the way of development. So we work around their schedules, and it works out most of the times. The people we work with are gracious and considerate, and they carve time when they can for our broadcast, for the interviews and the lore makers and the behind the scenes stuff and whatnot. But sometimes game development is all about priority. So they have to prioritize the actual game making over our videos. So 10 for the developers came a little bit late this week, but they always come around to us. So thank you again to Forrest and Sean for better late than never. Wednesday was a Bug Smashers. If you watched
Bug Smashers.
Bug Smashers. I have no idea who recorded that. Who does the Bug Smashers? Oh, it's they who should not be named. No, it's just. So that was we filmed that Tuesday morning. Hennessy comes in at butt crack of dawn, and they film that in the morning. So yeah, again around their schedules, stuff like that. Thursday was around the verse. We interviewed associate character artist Shane Hessler. He is a very beautiful man. Thank you, Shane, for being on our show. And another lore makers with Adam Weiser, who is also another beautiful man. It was an episode of Beautiful Men. And, of course, Jeremiah Lee.
Another beautiful man.
Yeah,
No?
it's the hair.
I like the hair.
I'm not a fan of Jeremiah's hair. I know, I'm saying this because I know he's watching right now. Hi, Jeremiah. No, I love Jeremiah. And Jeremiah was handpicked by Sandy when Sandy and I had our meeting Monday morning about who we were going to have co-host the show. And we definitely wanted to do something different. literally the first name out of her mouth was Jeremiah. So thank you so much, Jeremiah, for doing that show for us. He was very, very nervous, and
Yeah.
I think he acquitted himself quite well.
He is a very friendly guy. He made me feel very welcome when I was visiting you guys a few weeks ago.
Yeah. So, and then that brought us to a Thursday night when patch 2.4 went to PTU. So this is the point where I tell we had all the, we had the boxes for our TV set up. So the boxes that would be here. So like we moved down to where's my 2.4? 2.4 is currently on the PTU. There are many posts on our website and Reddit and on my Twitter that this is a different PTU, or the PTU has a PTU. It's the same PTU as always. What we've done, for those of you who haven't, we've talked about it in several places. There are posts about it in the game support section of our forums, which is where you go to find out this kind of information if you're curious. And we've talked about it on RTV before. But it's the same. Basically, the way PTU process works in its most layman form is you develop the patch, you get the patch to a certain point. There's always bugs. There's always going to be bugs. There's blockers, criticals, moderates, all that stuff. We get rid of the blockers. When we try to have a threshold on how many criticals there are, but we get a patch to a certain point in development, and then we put it on PTU. And then it sits on PTU while we continue to iterate on it, and then it gets to a point where we think it's ready to go live. So patch, you make it, it's all mirrored. So patch, you make it, then it goes to the PTU, then it goes to live. So what we've done is, because 2.4 is such a huge patch, there's lots of front-facing stuff that's cool, but most of it is under the hood, because it's such a dynamic, important change to the under-the-hood nature of the game. It was going to take longer getting it to that point where we would think it would normally be ready for PTU. Now we have some amazing QA folks, some fantastic QA folks, some just phenomenal QA folks, and Tyler, and so.
I'm not QA anymore, man.
Are you?
You can't even do that anymore.
Who's gonna make fun of a QA now? All right, so we have
the new guy.
We have some good QA.
Bryce.
Bryce. Okay, I don't know who Bryce is, but Bryce, you're terrible.
Underscore. He's probably in chat right now.
Underscore's terrible.
Yeah. New target.
He's
Target above his head.
He's my new target.
I support this.
So we have some.
Sorry,
Bryce.
Bryce.
We have some great QA folks, but we don't. But there's only so many of them. And because this patch has so many changes, so many opportunities to cause trouble, basically what we've done is we've deputized some of our most ardent testers in the past, the folks who have contributed tons of bug reports, issue council things, and not just a quantity but a quality level. Folks who have demonstrated a knack and an ability to properly document and source all these issues. So we've taken a bunch of them and we've deputized them as what you hear as Evocati. Evocati is an old Roman term for soldiers who had served their time in the Roman military and then had been discharged and then were invited back by to serve voluntarily. So we have basically added an earlier stage to the normal proceedings where these Evocati guys are basically deputized QA people, which is why they're under NDA and stuff. So they're helping us get to that normal point where we would normally release to PTU faster. So it's basically the same process that's always been in place. There will still be an open PTU to everybody with the first wave, second wave, all that stuff like that, and then a live release. What we've done is we've added another intermediate step before all that, so that we can help get to those points faster. Because if we didn't have this Evocati thing going on right now, we still wouldn't be on PTU. We wouldn't be on PTU for days, weeks, however long, because we're not at that point where we would normally release to PTU yet. So they're here to try to get us to that point faster. So not everybody. So please, if you see one of them, thank them. They are working there. These are guys who are volunteering their time to get this patch out to you guys faster than normal.
Yeah. And so far, it's been really effective. I mean, we're getting like the amount of output of testing from these people and the activity levels that we used to get from triple or quadruple the amount of invitees, and it's just because of the way that we'll set it up in order to pull these people in, and there's a lot of factors that go into it, but it's been going really well. We've already gotten a ton of stuff on the the PTU issue council. We've already gotten a ton of feedback. It's actually going really well.
Yeah, but it's not pre-PTU or it's PTU. It's the same PTU that we've always used. It's the same server cluster, same process, same badges, all that stuff. It's just we just added one more group before. So the first isn't the first anymore. We made a small group before the first. That's all we did. Because wrangling you guys is tough. There's a lot of you. So we made a more manageable group to get started so we can get to the bigger, less manageable groups faster.
Yes.
So,
thank the brave avocados.
Thanks the brave avocados. What's that? Sound like an old Western. Avocado. No. All right, so that's on PTU now. So that they're working pretty hard. We hit a number of unique bugs just last night. Folks were spawning in the middle of space, just spawning like and choking and dying, and that was fun and stuff. So that's the kind of stuff that you're missing out on.
Yeah, there's some pretty good ones, but
yeah, we'll talk about them later. Stuff.
It's not for the faint of heart. I mean, there's a lot of frustrating and I mean, you'll find yourself blocked often. So don't always see it as, man, this group of people is in there playing 2.4 and I'm jealous. It's like, while they are seeing the features, they're also trekking through the mud. And so it's, yeah. For everyone out there who is Evocati, I know we all really appreciate you. So thanks.
Yes. Absolutely no part of what I saw last night was fun. But, I'm me. Maybe it's fun for some people, sadists, but I'm glad you people exist. The people to us. I could never be a QA person. Ever. It's one of those areas that Tyler is a much better person than I am in, because I just don't have the demeanor for it. So, let's see, what else happened this week? Did a lot of work on the monthly report. Hopefully that'll come later today. It's technically finished. It's all wrapped up. We just need Chris's approval. And that's a process that nobody can predict. He'll like some things. He'll not like some things. Hey, Jeremiah, come on around.
Oh, you got Jeremiah over there?
Yeah, we had some technical problems.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not really set up to have any guests right now.
Oh, should I just go back?
Yeah, well, you say hi.
Tell him to lean in a little more.
Hey,
there you go.
Jeremiah, this is the host of Around the Verse 2.30, Mr. Jeremiah Lee. You can see yourself on the screen, dude.
Well,
Picture.
right.
Obviously a broadcast professional. So
I don't know how you don't like
I
that hair.
this close to you being frank.
how'd you like hosting ATV?
I'm jealous.
Scary.
Come on closer.
That's a little scary.
Close. Get close. This is the microphone talking.
It was scary.
It was scary. What was your favorite part? When it was over.
Yeah.
He was really happy when it was over.
Oh, I was.
He was like we finished. He said the last thing. We said that's it, and like a waterfall of sweat just came.
Yeah.
out.
Oh
He was
my
like, it's like,
It's like because you have Sandy Gardner sitting next to you. You have 3 cameras, and you have Jared on my left side, like literally going like. No, it's fine. Let's do that one more time. I'm like, jeez, I can't handle it.
and you did good.
pressure.
You did really good. Sandy did really good too. Actually, Sandy stepped her game up. I thought
Yes.
she was flying.
Oh,
Uh,
man.
She had some zingers that didn't quite make it to the show because they were couched in profanity, but but she was awesome. So we won't ever ask you to do that again. So not because you were bad, but because you did your term. We got a lot of people to go through the office, so we'll spread the wealth. But thank you so much. What are you working on right now? Nothing you can talk about, right?
Squadron 42. But the Marines are all done and approved.
Yeah, the new Marines look
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
So Omar and Shane are working on that right now. So I'm really excited to see them running around. Yeah.
Did you see that the BDU that Shane made that's in the
Yes.
term? It looks so good.
Yes.
I mean, he's new. He's not supposed to be that good. That's why we had him on the interview this week. That BDU is. I mean, I know it's just a BDU.
I know. but
It's just a BDU, but for whatever, it just looks so. I mean, you could swear when you were looking at it, you could swear the cloth was moving.
Yeah.
It's all. I don't know the technical aspects of it. I don't know what goes into actually implementing it in the game, but whatever they did was fantastic.
No, I mean like The reason why he had to do that was because we're testing the itemization thing, where we just layer stuff on top and put components and stuff, and so we needed a base suit. And so we were like, we could use the PTU what we already have, or we do one that's a more badass looking one. I can say badass, right? This is the internet. I can say badass. Badass looking one. And so I think about 3 days or a day before Shane came in the office, Omar was like, dude, this looks weird. Can you just do a concept real quick? And so I spent about a day doing the concept. And day one, when Shane came in the office, I'm like, yo, do this now. It's like, oh, hi, nice to meet you. No, shut up. Go on ZBrush, sculpt this thing.
And we talked about that in the ATV interview, actually. So he was like, yeah, he hit the ground running day one.
Oh, we don't mess around.
Well, except for right now.
Yeah.
We're messing around right now.
No, things are going really well.
Yeah. If you guys hope to get any information or knowledge out of this ATV, I apologize ahead of time. It's not going to be your normal or RTV.
Oh, can Disco and Jeremiah morph into one? Can we do the Dragon Ball Z?
I've never seen Dragon Ball Z. I know Tuvix.
He looks so
I know
disappointed.
Tuvix from Star Trek Voyager. Tuvok and
Tyler,
Enoch.
are you hearing this?
How do we merge into
Oh
one?
my God, no.
Like, go. Oh, wait.
This, you haven't seen this one. Oh my God.
Are you pointing at something?
Oh my God, Tyler.
Wait, I could do it with
You've never
you.
Dude,
seen...
I was already like doing stuff with girls
No,
when
I'll
Dragon
do
Ball
it,
Z
Tyler.
came out.
Where's Tyler? Tyler, you do it. I'm gonna do it with you. I'll do
trying.
it with you, Tyler.
I'm
He's right there. That's what
No,
you're
no,
doing.
no. I'm gonna see on the screen.
But that's got a delay. This is what's
really
live.
confusing.
Right. Shoot. Okay,
Yeah,
no,
I'm
this is-
sitting here and trying
Other
to
way,
help you.
other
This
way,
way?
other way.
Is it this way?
Yes,
Is it like this? Oh,
yes. There you go.
there we go. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah. It's happening.
rejected. He can't hear me. He doesn't know I rejected him. He's so
He
happy.
rejected you.
Oh, what did you say?
He said he rejected you.
Oh.
He has no headset on. He doesn't even know. I can just talk crap about him right now. This is great. Jeremiah.
Hi.
Jeremiah, I hate you.
He says he hates you.
No,
You literally just said you hated him.
He's not
I'm not
supposed to-
making that up.
You're the worst. You're the worst.
He gave you a heart-shaped thing and said he hated you at the same time. He's a man of conflicted
It's
emotions.
okay. I love you.
I love you too.
Go away.
No, that's not. I didn't say go away. I said I love you.
Go away.
I love you.
I love you too. Go away.
This is going
You're
great.
hosting next week's show too, right? I already asked Forrest. Forrest already said yes. I mean, I asked Forrest this week too, but he said no. Bye. So, bye, Jeremiah.
Under the bus. So things are going great, Jared. This is smooth.
This is the best episode of RTV ever. Hey, where'd my logo go? I had a logo up here.
Where?
There it is.
Ah, nice.
We were in a hurry, guys. I put this together in like 3 minutes after the show was supposed to already start because the live stream box died this morning. So pour one out for the live stream box. So we'll have to see what we're gonna do from now on. But yeah. So
Yeah.
2.4 is on the PTU. So they're testing now. That's where we left off. Other than that, work continues apace. The prospector sale closed up this week. That was fantastic. It's always nice to, we have a pretty good, we've done this long enough now and done enough of these sales that we're pretty good at being able to predict ahead of time, what a thing is going to sell and whatnot. And this one was really close to right. It was actually like we sold. I think the projection was like 2% more than we anticipated. So I mean, it was really close. It was like right on with what we expected the prospector to do. So that's very cool. And the next concept sale, as we mentioned last week, will be the Buccaneer. So the Drake Buccaneer will be later this month. We don't have a specific date yet, but that's coming. The concept is pretty much wrapped up. We're just nailing out some details and finalizing some design decisions. But I think it's pretty cool. It looks kind of like, if I had to, remember when Ben used to do the drawings of the ships? I could do that right now, but I don't have a paper.
Just MS Paint it.
Or a pen.
Actually, I think that'd be hilarious. I would love to see you MS Paint what you think the Buccaneer looks like.
I'm terrible at MS Paint.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm sorry that didn't go anywhere.
What about the Orions for the Shubin mining contest?
When it's obviously we've been sidetracked a little bit with the bereavement leave. Covering Ben and Alexis right now is pretty taxing. So I'll be real honest and say I'm not all that anxious to go through. It ended up being nearly 30,000 entries. So we will get to it. We're just a little delayed right now, guys. But we will get to it. We want to make sure that we give as many people as we can their due and stuff like that. So it is closed. We have your entries. They're saved. We just got to go through and pick 5 winners. And the people who it's not going to be who's best. It's not a quantifiable thing. We're not going to sit here and say these are the 5 best. It's going to be the 5 entries that move the needle for us, that intrigue us, that pique our curiosity, the ones that resonate with us.
It's going to be tough. So, I read one page.
Yeah.
One page, and I couldn't pick.
Yeah.
I was just like, this is going to be so hard.
Yeah. The way it's really going to work is we'll all probably read through, and Tyler will pick his one, and I'll pick my one, and Ben will pick his one, and Alexis will pick her one, and then we'll all have a number 2, and we'll all vote between the number 2. Is probably exactly how that's going to go. So, and we won't tell you whose favorite, because I'm just mean. What's next?
My week.
A bye week? What?
My week.
No, I don't care. Also this week, Geek Domo got out of the hospital.
Yeah.
So, congrats, Geek Domo. His Geek Domo is
super awesome.
A well-known member of our community and a streamer and whatnot, and creator or co-creator involved in the creation of BrainBot, which is a very popular Twitch bot. He had his surgery on his heart this week and came out of the other side okay. So he's my understanding is that I think he's broadcasting from his couch or something, because can't stop, won't stop. So if you get a chance, check out Geek Domo and give him your best. So yay. Woo. It's a bit of a melancholy week, guys.
Yeah, it was really cool though. If you saw the his Twitter on the day that he went into surgery, there was so much support and love. It was really awesome.
Oh, I just realized my mouse shows up here.
Shows up where?
What do you have on your nose there? What do you have on your nose there? What's going on there?
Oh,
sorry. All right. So this is the time on the show when we take questions from the RSI chat. So if you'd like to ask a question for either Tyler or myself, you can go to robertspaceindustriescom/community/chat and join the general tab. Ask your question there. Preface your question with the word question in capital letters surrounded by brackets, and we'll maybe pick it out and answer it. Keep in mind, we're not surrounded by designers and artists and stuff here, so there's probably going to be quite a bit of questions that we're just not equipped to answer. So consider who you're asking when you ask your question, and you have a better chance of it actually getting asked and even answered. So, question right off the bat from Arthur Dent. He says, can you put the small subscriber ship models as examples in the ship sales kiosk? That is actually something we have discussed. It's obviously not a priority, but it is. But you will be able to buy some variant or version of those subscriber models in-game for in-game money. We haven't decided whether it's going to be the exact same model, or whether it's going to the exact same model with the same skin, or if it's going to be the same model with a slightly different coloring or whatnot. Kind of like if you look at the M50, that is a subscriber reward, and that is also a stretch goal reward. The same ship with different libraries. That is probably what we will do. The subscribers will have the ship with one library, and then you'll be able to go to the store and buy the same ship with a different library. That's been on the plans for quite some time, just not near ready to implement yet. Alastrom asks, will Austin, Texas be the center for game support agents, or will we see them in other studios? We already have game support agents in multiple studios. We have Will Leverett runs out of the Austin studio. We also have Chris Danks. Danks, right? Danks? Chris Danks?
Yeah, you got it right.
Chris Danks out of our UK studio. And, as the need arises, the teams will build up in both places around them. There's even... I suppose there's even room for it to grow in Frankfurt as well, as they just added. They're just getting ready to add another. They're in the process of adding another floor to that studio because they're growing so fast. So probably not here in LA because I don't know where they put. They probably put them where I'm sitting right now, and I don't want that. So I'm gonna fight. Stay out of my area. I just have no idea. I have no idea about LA, but they already exist in Austin and the UK.
I think they're hiring in Austin as well.
Oh, yeah, we're hiring in all the studios. We're ramping up. So one of the things I've been doing this week is interviews for marketing artists, people to help improve basically our overall presentation. One of the tough things for us is we always get these ideas. Oh, we could do this kind of thing. We could add this to this segment or that to that segment, or put this in this post. And the hard part is like, well, who's going to draw it? Who's going to create it? And it usually falls to me, but I'm not very good. I'm kind of an asshole about this stuff. So it's the word for it. I'm not going to apologize for it.
Nobody's arguing with you.
So I do all this stuff, like the overlays and the Star Citizen graphic there in the corner, it's all me and stuff like that. But it's not talent; it's sheer force of will and refusing to go to sleep that gets it done. So it'd be much better if we had an actual artist who had talent and skill and knew what they were doing to do it instead of us. Just answered questions on the Orion contest. That's what we were just talking about. We'll start picking the winners once Ben and Sandy are back, or Ben and Alexis are back, and they come back Friday next week. So we probably got about another 2 weeks before we start picking the winners for that. We're not going to answer questions about content for 2.4 because the folks testing 2.4 are under NDA, and it's just there's a bunch of stuff in it right now, but as the stuff that we can make work will be in it for the live release, and stuff that we can't make work will come out, similar to how the the EVA system used to be in like 2.1 back in the day and stuff. So we don't want to talk about it yet until we know definitively what's in there, because what's in there now may not be what's in there when it comes time to go to live. So rather not get everybody's hopes up for stuff at this point. All right, Tyler, what did you do this week? They apparently care about it.
Yeah. Okay.
You picked it. Well, actually, I picked it, but... No. I've just muted you from the moment you started talking. Your mic's back on now, though. Tyler, tell us about your week. Tyler, no, don't go. Don't go, Tyler. Tell us about your week. Tyler, tell us about your week. Tyler.
It's the worst. You're the worst. You're the worst human I've ever known.
That's...
Am I still muted?
No, you're live.
Okay.
Go ahead, tell us about
I'm kind of
your week.
happy you muted me because
you were terrible?
I was like, I didn't know where I was going with what I was saying, so that's good.
So tell us about your week, Tyler. Succinctly.
You know what? I don't know if I really was muted. Now I'm thinking I wasn't muted, and you're trying to make me say everything twice.
No, now they can hear you. They could not hear you before.
Okay.
You can tell them about your week or what? We've spent so much
It was
time on this.
it was a busy week. It was an eventful week. I helped out preparing the monthly report. I've been doing a lot of screenshot gathering for marketing for 2.4 for the monthly report, for various comlinks and what have you. I took over social media this week, so now I am running the Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, which is a lot of trying to be witty when you're not, which can be a challenge. The ATV intro and the MVP this week. The We Are Voltron by Anarchos, Waka, and Jeff Craig. Got that already. What else? I go through the forum ban appeals, also other related community tickets that come in regards to studio tours or marketing stuff or what have you. A lot of meetings talking about future plans for community, for segments, for how live releases are going to affect community and supporting those in any way that I can. And yeah, so just a bunch of the normal stuff.
A
And
bunch of very unsexy stuff that we have to do every single week,
yeah.
just for maintenance.
Yeah.
Speaking of that Voltron video, people often ask, one of the most frequent questions, I guess, is how do I get something on ATV? Since we started putting band videos on, and my answer is always the same: do something that most other people aren't. It's if we're gonna highlight, if we're gonna, there's so many videos, and if we're gonna take one and highlight it every single week, it's got to be a step above the rest. It's got to be doing something that's unique, something that's different, something that not everybody can just log into the game and see. So if you went around in an arena commander and you killed and you cleared Vandal Swarm in a record time or something, that's cool. I'm not diminishing your accomplishment. It's just we have many videos like that, of that nature and stuff. So we're looking for stuff that's different, stuff that's unique, stuff that the term is emergent gameplay. It's stuff that we didn't anticipate you guys doing. For instance, that's the stuff that moves the needle for us.
Like Sergeant Gamble's bowling with ships last week, and I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff that people do. They find ways to make fun out of what they have, and that stuff is awesome. Like, we love that stuff. That's fast track to MVP. We want to see more of that stuff.
Yeah, Star Citizen, when all is said and done, it's going to be the largest sandbox in creation. So you guys are going to be what makes Star Citizen whatever Star Citizen becomes. So
Absolutely.
We like seeing the stuff that you guys make of it. So per kitty cat, 5 per kitty cat, 5 per kitty cat.
What?
Asks, the election polo and lore piece was cool. Can we continue with more political lore, please and thanks? Almost certainly. That's entirely up to the writing team. They are they're a bit wrapped up in Squadron 42 stuff at the moment, but we had actually just discussed with Adam and Sherry earlier this week on Monday about eventually, when things kind of settle down for them and they're all back in one place, because Dave Haddock and Will Weisbaum are out in the UK as they're getting ready for more pickup shooting for Squadron 42. We talked about doing a model UN, basically, where we have Sherry, Adam, Will, and Dave all pick a planet, a system to represent in a crazy model UN, and just to show you the different politics that are going on within the Star Citizen universe. Don't know if it'll ever happen, but it's one of those things. It's one of those things we're kicking around. So I think it'd be fun. It's just a question of whether it'd be more embarrassing than fun or not. Because unlike Reverse the Verse today, most things we do, we try to make it look at least somewhat presentable and stuff. So it's a matter of whether we can pull it off or not. Hendel asked, do you have any more imagery or information about the ATV Fast Forward Javelin Escape Pod? No more imagery, because that was all the imagery. I mean, there was like 8 or 9 photos in that whole montage there. That's all the imagery we have. That is the escape pod for the Aegis Javelin. It's just different people on the teams work on ships at different points, So there's a group of people that have moved on from the Idris because their particular work is done on the Idris, and they're on to the Javelin now, while others continue their work on the Idris. So one of the things that they've completed was the escape pod. it was cool. It was unique. We hadn't seen it before. So we decided to show it. The fast forward, the art sneak peek, and we'll talk a little bit here about the evolution from the art sneak peek to the fast forward. The art sneak peek, was always, here's one image, 2 or 3 images at best, of some random thing. Sometimes it was a prop, it was whatever we were, production had cleared to go out. Like, it's one of those things, again, when people are like, why don't you just show this and this? Because there's a process, and because when we try to show things that we know are at least close to being final. We always put work in progress and all that, because nothing is guaranteed, to be that way, to the finished game. But we do try our best not to play with your emotions and show you something that we absolutely know is going to change, or show you something that we're not at least comfortable with, that won't, even if it changes, it won't change too much. So, it's always identifying those things, and then if they're Squadron 42 related, obviously we try to lay off them most times, because we're really trying to preserve that game experience for you. Then it's just, it has to come across our desk too. It has to be something that we even find and notice, because a lot of people think, our job is sitting here. We don't just sit here looking at artwork all day. Like we do that for like an hour after work from home, because we never get a chance to do it at work. But yeah, the Javelin is cool. The fast forward, I was never happy, just doing, here's an image, here's an image, here's an image. The fast forward, we're able to explore, the work the audio team is doing, and the work, and the work the AI guys are doing, and the work the animation guys are doing. That great video in last month's monthly report with the EVA transitions, the guys going from running to ragdoll to collision, whatnot. That was going to be I had that set up for a fast forward, and then we decided to throw it into the monthly report instead. So we lost that as a fast forward, but everything goes into all places. So fast forward, I like it a lot. I think it's evolved quite a bit. I don't know if we're going to be, we've had a good run here, like 8 of them. I don't know if we're going to be able to do it for every single episode, because it's always a struggle every week getting something put together for it. But we've got at least like, I've got a 3-part one coming up. The next 3 weeks is going to be is going to see it in 3 parts. You're going to see the first third, the second third, and the third third of a much larger bit, and it's our pipes system, and it sounds pipe system, ooh, but it's actually pretty interesting, especially if you have any interest in the development of games. So yeah, Javelin Escape Pod, that's what that was. Breebase says, how is CIG LA working out? Is it better having so many of you under one roof? It's the same team that's always been here. We've added new people. But we combined with our West Hollywood office, which was administration stuff, Ortwin, and some of our human resources and stuff like that. So it's neat. It's neat, having them here, because you've never partied until you've partied with a comptroller. Those are crazy people, those comptrollers. But they actually work in my area, so I see them a lot. But this is still this is my 37th job. My 37th job with an I-9 and a W-2 official, so this, and it's easily, without any consideration, without any quantification, the best job I've ever had. So I'm thrilled to be here, and I like almost everybody I work with. I like everybody I work with here. There's some people in Austin I'm not crazy about.
It's mutual.
Syrian asks. Carrot sale anytime too. Carrot. Why would you want to buy a carrot? Carrot sale anytime soon. And then Raven follows him up with, any news on carrot? All these questions about a carrot. Oh, is that our exploration carrot they're talking about?
I don't think so.
Exploration carrot?
No. Did you really just have a carrot on your desk? Was that real? I wasn't even looking at the screen. I just heard the carrot. I'm uncomfortable.
Oh, what's going on? Minion Soldier says, when will we see more on the Cutlass remodel? When the Cutlass remodel happens. It hasn't begun yet. If you go back to our ship shape article that we that we released back in November. We detailed all the work up to where it's at, and it's still been there. The reason basically the way this works is that every time we make a ship, we learn more. There's this misconception. It's not a misconception. It's an assumption that I don't think anybody would have if they actually, spent time, dealing with it for any period of time. That we have all the answers at the beginning. We don't. That's why it's game development and not game construction. We're developing the thing. We're learning our own processes. We're learning how to make, 50, 60, 70, 80 ships that could all be the hero asset in a Mass Effect game or something. So we're learning how best to do that. And every time we build a ship, we learn more. So, we redid the Hornet twice. We redid the Constellation 3 times. We redid the Freelancer a couple times. What we've learned is that, you learn more with every ship. So now, if we rebuilt the Cutlass now, basically, we would rebuild it with the information that we have now, which is this much. If we wait and build all the different types of ships first, the Explorers and the Miners and all these other ships, we wait and we build all these other ships first, and we learn all the lessons that we learned from building all these other types of ships, and then we go back and do the remodel. Then we remake the Cutlass with this much information, and ultimately you get a better ship for it. So the short answer to where is the Cutlass remodel now is it's not being remodeled now the same way the 300 isn't being remodeled now, the same way the Aurora isn't being remodeled now, because we are in the process of learning from all these other new ships that we're doing, so that when we go back to remodel them, we have a greater repository of information and experience, and we can just do it the way that we want to do it, and do it the best way, the right way, whatever that happens to be. So I know it sucks. That waiting sucks. It's terrible. I'm an impatient person. It's one of the reasons I could never be QA. But the wait will mean an ultimately better ship, built by more experienced people and built with greater knowledge and resources. So it'll ultimately be a better thing. So that's why we're not rushing into the remodels right now.
Boom, 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 boom.
Can the members of Evocati get a special patch for their hangar? Maybe. This might be the only time we use the Evocati. We don't know. Let's see how it all goes. If people keep breaking their NDA, probably not. So, you guys have control. You guys can determine whether this is a thing that we continue to do or not. So maybe if we continue to do it, possibly. Mung asks, how hard did you hit the wall during the April Fool's dance?
Well, let me answer that one.
Sure.
So I was approached by a handful of people that asked if that was a scripted event. So not only was that not scripted, but the entire fact that we were dancing in front of a green screen was about 5 minutes of an idea before it actually happened. They stood us in front of the green screen and said, "All right, dance." And then Justin was like, "Well, we need music." And so he started playing. No, hold on. Am I muted?
No, you're not muted.
I swear, am I muted right now?
Dude, you are not muted.
Okay. That was the
Hold on. I muted you after I said you weren't muted. Now you're not muted. Start from Justin. Justin said you needed music.
Help me, guys, please. So Justin played music on his phone, and it was the most authentic and genuine reaction to Jared. I don't even know what you were thinking. He just flew across the frame, slammed so hard into it. This thing is like...
It's this thing. It's the same wall that's behind me now.
It's huge. It's like, how tall is it?
They are
huge.
They are 8 feet tall and 12 feet wide.
Yeah, the whole thing moved like 5 feet. Everyone was worried about you. That's why we all ran over immediately to make sure that you were okay. Everybody did.
That was good. I have lots of cushion. No, none of this was planned. The entire April Fool's gag came together in 3 days. We had nothing Tuesday afternoon, and this
Yeah.
thing had to go out Friday morning. So it was Tuesday afternoon. I had an incredibly bad idea, and I'm like, this is bad. We don't have the time to do it. We don't have the resources to do it. Oh, but it's so good. But no, it's so bad. And so I went into Ben's office specifically to have him talk me out of it, and I told him, hey, profession, career, food delivery, and he goes, let's do it. And those are the 3 worst words that I can ever hear, because whenever Ben says let's do it, it means I'm not going to sleep for the next 3 days. So, and that's basically what that was. So it worked out. I liked it. Max Sentinel says, can you plug the interview you did recently? Stumbled across it by accident the other day. I need much more information than that.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
I can't-
Stowman's
I can't-
interview?
I can't plug that because I don't know what you're talking about.
I see Wikipedia in chat. Grats on MVP, sir.
Wrath of Regicide says, will there be a revamp in the future so the Vanguard is more similar to its concept model? Possibly. When I say possibly, it's because I'm not ruling it out. As I'm not saying that there's any plans to do it. I'm saying that, this all happens on a wheel. We're going through all the individual ships right now, and there'll be a point where, where the right resources free up, that we'll sit there and say, okay, now some people go back and look at the existing ships and see what we need to fix. And keep in mind that what you guys think we need to fix, which in itself is, there's what there's what the guys in INN think needs to be fixed versus the guys in Redacted what they think needs to be fixed versus the guys in Test what they need to be fixed, and even within their orgs there's different people. So I mean, there's 1,000 different ideas about what needs to be fixed, and there's no way to fix all of them because some of the fixes for one would inherently fly in the face of others. So there's all the disparaging ideas of what needs to be done in the community, and then there's the same here. There's people here. This designer thinks we should do this, and this designer thinks we should do that. Ultimately, it always comes down to Chris. So the ships will be what Chris wants them to be. If you remember that old, for those of you who have been around for a while, if you remember that old Why I Pledged video that I did like 2 years ago or whatever, I said that when I pledged, I didn't do it so Chris Roberts had to answer to me. I pledged so that I could help Chris Roberts make the game he wants to make in the way that he wants to make it. And I still believe that. So as long as Chris is happy with it, I'm happy with it. So we'll see. Basically, the short answer is I just don't know. It's possible.
Is there a delay?
Yeah, it's
Like between you and me, I mean?
No,
Like on Skype? No.
No.
Okay.
I'm just not looking at Skype.
No, I'm just making sure that way if we ever want to sing together that it will be in sync.
I recall China Shop Rodeo. Not bad. China Shop Rodeo says, how'd you like the reveal from Thrustmaster with their updated flight stick and throttle set? I saw some pictures on Twitter. I didn't see the actual presentation. This week has been, kind of under the bus. But it looks like semi-flashier versions of the stuff that that have already got in line, which makes sense. That's been our experience. When we go around and we asked all the HOTAS manufacturers, hey, you're interested in making something new and different and crazy, and most of them said, not really. So, it doesn't surprise me that their new stuff is very similar to what's come before. I'm sure it'll be good. Thrustmaster makes good stuff.
Should we do our looking ahead now?
You got someplace to be?
No.
Okay.
It's my production mindset. I'm like, it's 2.
Is it? I'm
Yeah.
not paying attention.
Well, 2. It's 2 here. It's noon there.
Snowman 127th asks, can we custom paint our ships and or armor? That is our hope and intention at some point later on. There's been lots of discussion of a paint system for ships and possibly something similar for armors. It's just right now we're still building the ships and we're still building the armors. So it's just a horse before the cart thing. So we're not there at that point yet to know whether that's going to be something that we can implement or not. But it was definitely something we've said many times that we would like to do, that we are interested in doing, and that we will absolutely pursue. Lando, will you do an ATV interview with Mickey Oliver in Foundry 42? Probably, maybe, I don't know. We're spending a week in Manchester in August after Gamescom, so I'm sure we'll get many people there.
All the footage.
But that's in August, and we're in March, so. Do a flash forward where you just mash the camera into Ben's schnoz.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't get it.
Yeah, China Shop Rodeo, I was behind you for a second there.
I know.
Now we're done.
It's
It's also a fast forward, not a flash forward. Flash
you know,
forward. Flash forward
Flash Forward was that
show.
TV show that was absolutely. I don't want to talk shit about it.
It had that one girl on it that I thought was.
I enjoyed the show. It's just that it ended before it ended because it ended, and that pisses me off because I never got to know what happened.
Doo-doo-doo.
Doo-doo-doo.
Show me the carrot again.
I don't even. That's just weird. How long has that carrot been there?
I don't know. I don't eat carrots either.
Just stick it in my ear.
I can't tell you what's going on in 2.4, so stop asking. Smacky the Frog says, if Evocati are providing a ton of value and some are breaking NDA, can't we just keep the Evocati and get rid of the NDA? No, because the inmates don't run the ship. And we don't not do a thing because some people are misbehaving.
Inmates. He called you inmates.
Lando, how is your girl doing after the accident? I hope she is all good. I have no idea what you're talking about. I have no girl. Lando is a
You got me.
single,
You got me,
solitary,
baby.
lonely old man. So, I don't know what you're talking about.
You're not completely alone. You'll always have Ben and I.
How is Chris as a boss? Phenomenal. I love working for Chris. A lot of people
Ditto.
are, intimidated by Chris and whatnot, and I love just going up to him and saying incredibly stupid things or showing him stupid things like my Jar Jar tongue sucker thing from 1990.
Oh, yeah.
And he gives me this look. He gives me this look that, like, it doesn't say a word. He looks at me. It's the Chris stare, and it's the Chris stare that says every decision involved in the hiring of you was a mistake. And I love getting that look from him. So I try to get that look from him as much as possible. I gotta be me. I was an actor for so many years. I just hear this only works. This only works if I'm me. This only, you got to be able to believe the things that are coming out of my mouth. You got to be able to trust that I'm telling you, the truth as I know it, when I'm saying it, and stuff like that. And the only way to do that is to be me. So I got to be me. And that means being mean to Tyler sometimes because I love Tyler. And
No, he doesn't.
I do. I'm uncomfortable showing my emotions. You know how this works.
The day that you truly love me, you will overcome that uncomfort and you will approach me and you will tell me how you really feel.
That hasn't happened in 40 years with anybody else, so it probably won't happen here.
You have to start somewhere.
No, I don't. I want to start somewhere.
I want to be your Juliet.
I like who I am. I like being mean.
You have Toast as well. You have an awesome, friendly roommate. You have Toast.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. We're still going to go a little bit longer. We started late and just like that, so we're trying. I'm going to try to give people their money's worth here. Get some more questions in. Justin was like, "Hey, can you stop the show because I'm recording it over here and I can't work when I'm recording it." So I'm like, oh, now is the time you want to work. Now is the time you want to work. I'm going to try to get some more questions for these guys. Try to get them some.
Yeah, ask some questions, people. Come on, people.
Do you realize it's May? See, that's an important question to get through. Yes. That's why I've been working on the April monthly report for the last 2 days.
Because April showers bring May flowers. But do you know what May flowers bring?
What?
Pilgrims.
Don't know if Gurmok is working on the Carrack next. I don't know what Gurmok's schedule is. Multiplayer multiplayer hangar modules is something that comes after persistence is totally up and running. So it's on the list. It's just, again, it hasn't been a priority because everybody's hangar is pretty much the same. Now that we've started to give you, now that we're working on the hangar decoration system and working on persistence and stuff, we get those stuff going, and then it makes sense to do multiplayer hangars after that. No ETA. I'm not going to give you any when answers, guys. Lando, will you do another Mass Effect live stream? Probably not. I'm a little disappointed in Mass Effect 2 right now. Not necessarily in the gameplay. The gameplay is great. The graphics are amazing. Miranda's butt is like something people will write songs about if they haven't already. I'm behind. I'm assuming that the songs exist. It's just I'm not a big fan of how simplified they made the morals. I played Mass Effect 1. I played Mass Effect 1 legitimately as me making the decisions that I feel I would make in the real thing. And I didn't discover a Paragon point for the first 7 hours. And I got one by accident. And I'm like, what? What's a Paragon point? So I played Renegade, but Renegade wasn't evil in the first one. It was just pragmatic. It was just, I don't have time for your bullshit. I'm trying to save the galaxy. And I agreed with. So I was really happy with that in the first game. And then the second game, my character's got a red crackly face and Darth Maul eyes and stuff. And I'm like, what? And it's like, oh, you're evil if you're a renegade. I'm like, that's garbage. So I really didn't like the oversimplification of the morality in Mass Effect 2. So I haven't finished Mass Effect 2. I played it for a while, started collecting some people, and then it kind of fell off. Because the game itself in every other aspect is better than the first. It's just the story wasn't nearly as I wasn't feeling it. I'll get back to it eventually. Stormfire, can you take a moment and quickly explain what the NDA is to somebody? I did that at the beginning of the show. So I'm sure it'll be in a transcript, or this show will be up on YouTube. You watch.
I've got you, babe.
I got you, babe. They say our love won't fade away. 'Cause you got me, and baby, I got you. I'm not warmed up. Will you and Ben ever have a privateer stream? Yes. We do the 25th anniversary streams. So we will do that for when the 25th anniversary for whatever the Wing Commander related game comes up. So I don't pay attention to it. Ben just comes to me like 3 days before and goes, "It's the 25th anniversary of this," and I go, "Shit!" And then I don't sleep for 3 days as I set up. Lando, may hanger flare, please. That's really for Alexis to share. It's her thing. I don't want to step on it. Although, honestly, I think she said what it was in last week's show, and I just don't remember. So you may want to check last week's show. Available on YouTube now.
She did say what it was. I remember.
Yeah, it seems like a thing.
It was a thing. She did.
Is it possible to call a CIG studio and take a short tour? Basically, the way that we arrange tours is through our CS ticket system, which is on the website. You can go to Contact Us. It's at the lower right-hand corner. And send in a ticket to CS. Indicate which studio you'd like to visit. These visits happen on specific days at specific times. I'll be real honest and tell you, you don't get to pick when the tour is. There's just too many requests. If we let people pick when the tour would be, there would be a tour every single day. So what we do is we take one day, one time every couple months, and we say this is when we're doing the tour, and folks who can make that tour we let in. So you can do that by the Contact Us at the bottom. Just keep in mind that it it just has to be on our schedule. It just has to be. It becomes an untenable nightmare otherwise.
So the people that are like, hey, I'm in Austin for 2 days, can I get a tour? Chances are, statistically speaking, the tour is not going to be on those 2 days.
Yep, and I promise you, if you show up at our front door unannounced with a gift, I will take your gift and then close the door. I have done it before. I will do it again. Please do not show up unannounced. It's not cool in real life. It's not cool in business. We love you. We will work with you to get you in here. It's just there's got to be some rules. There's got to be some guidelines because it has to be manageable. And we take a liability when we bring people in here. So there's just many considerations that most people never take because you don't need to. It's our job to take those considerations. But it's a process. Please,
Savage.
please follow.
No,
the
I'm just picturing some guy at your front door who opens it. He's like, I brought you Tiff's Treats, a box of cookies, and you just stare at him, take the cookies, and slam the door in his face, walk back to your desk eating a cookie.
No, that actual scenario happened, and what I did was
You're the worst.
No. I stayed out there and I ate the cookies in front of him.
You're the worst.
I hung out with him outside the thing for like 15 minutes.
Did you talk to him?
Yeah. No,
Did you
I hung out with
IRL
him for
mute him? Okay.
I hung out with him outside for 15 minutes. You know, I gave him my time. But I can't do the studio.
He gave you his cookies.
Yeah, I can't do the studio on anybody's schedule. When will the new Ask a Dev forum start up? They are open now. You can post your questions now. It's like I said, it's the same way the 10 for the developers got late. It's just everybody's been in this 2.4 crunch right now. So as soon as we let up from the 2.4 crunch a bit, you'll see more devs in there, hopefully. Disco, can we have your dad as an NPC, please? No. No. Are we gonna have F7A skin sale? No, that was a one-time thing, I think, for the charity. I don't think we have plans to do it again. Well, I know we don't have plans to do it again, but I don't think we will have new plans to do it again later. Did my chat die? There it is. I'm at the end of questions.
So what do you have coming up soon, Mr. Jared?
Monthly report today. Assuming Chris gives me my approvals. Monthly report this weekend. Got some private stuff I'm not going to talk about. It's private.
I'll be there.
You're streaming with Captain Richard, aren't you?
Cat's out of the bag now. Yes, we will have a special.
Tell me it was a secret.
It's not a secret. I don't know if it is. I don't care if it is. So yes, Captain Richard is in Austin visiting for DreamHack, and he's gonna swing by later this afternoon, and we're gonna do a fun little stream from the Austin CIG studio. It's gonna be from his personal channel, and we do not have a set time. Am I muted? I'm like traumatized. I'm paranoid. I'm muted right now. You son of a.
You're not muted. I'm just reading chat.
Anyways, yeah. So it'll be fun. We're just gonna hang out. He's gonna do his normal stream, but we're gonna do it here. And yeah, no set time. Sometime later today, we'll go live. Other than that, looking forward to the monthly report going out, and ready for the weekend.
Yes.
Hang out.
Next Monday, 10 for the developers is with Omar and Adam Weiser, so a writer and a character artist. That's already been filmed. No Bug Smashers next week. Thursdays, HEV will be hosted by Sandy and Forrest. We're filming that on Monday. Segments for the show. I'm not entirely certain yet. I think we have an interview with the guys who created Voice Attack, and HCS Voice Packs. They've got a cool new thing that lets you have William Shatner inside your spaceship. So that's kind of cool. We filmed that. It just got a question about whether it'll be ready in time or not. And then we have A Wonderful World in the bag for a while now for INN that will probably push out next week. So yeah, it's just Ben and Allie, we miss you. There's a lot of, you make my job more difficult when you're not here. But I'd miss you even if that didn't happen. They will be back next Friday. So next week's RTV might be a little late because their plane lands at 11. And so if they're filling up to it, like I'll talk to them before they get on the plane and whatnot. If they're filling up to it, we'll delay RTV so that they can be on the show. Yeah. Also, if we have our live stream thing fixed and back up running. So that is this week's show. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I don't know why. Your community manager, Jared Huckabee. This guy over there. Oh, this way. This guy's mirrored. I wish I could just reach in. Reach in. No, don't touch me. That's your other community manager, Tyler Wicken. Stay classy, San Diego. Oh, we have to stop. I have to stop the show. It's already here. Now it's time to